At Focus First, we believe the agent matters, and we believe that the agent should have the control. That's why we stuck with the real estate agent searching their own MLS and then exporting that file to bring it in the software. That way they can really have control over that search, which is the most important piece. And then you can kind of do the process and walk through it and customize it to your liking to make it match you, your profile, and your market. Now, along with that, though, the software has a lot of standard settings that you can kind of massage and make so it matches what you need it to show you. And the way you access those is pretty easy. All you have to do is click on your name here, and the drop-down menu that pops down, click on System Settings. So all we're going to do now is navigate down a little bit past this color settings option for the CMA, and everything below that is all data settings that you can change. This first one here dictates the changeover month for the area patterns. Essentially, when does last year's data and this year's data switch? So basically, is the prior year is actually the current year. And we don't really advocate changing this much. It is basically about halfway through the year we have enough data, we've accrued enough time in this year to really use that as a true pattern. Before that, like if you're in February and you only have 2 months of data, we're not going to give a new pattern to this year because there's just not enough time and information. You can change this though, however, if you have a very active market, maybe making it a month or two earlier, or a very slow market, making it a month or two later. The window below this allows us to change a lot of data settings regarding how data is treated in the odds, or if we want to add multiple export files. Now to use these, all you have to do is toggle switch on and off. You can see in the bottom here when it turns green, that means we've changed this. So for example, the standard is the average on the time to sell. If I want to change that to the median versus the average, all I have to do is toggle that switch, and now it's good to go. If I wanted to be able to upload multiple export files from the same MLS, all I have to do is toggle that switch, and that process will look a little bit differently when we actually create the reports. But just like that, I turn it on and off. Now you can see down here below, we have the difference in odds of selling calculation, because in some markets, under contract are treated as closed, some are treated as still for sale, and then others just completely ignore them. So you just choose the option that matches your MLS and your market best, and then you're ready to go. In the very bottom here, we have the ability to change the pond period. So this is for the real estate pond of basically how far ahead we want to predict our competition. Now, our standard is 3 months, and that gives us a really good prediction. Some areas, maybe if your time to sell or time to close on your time to close graph is a little bit shorter, maybe like 45, 50 days, you could make a good argument for going for 2 months for this period. So you can change that right here. If you have a longer time to close, maybe you go longer. You can also change that right in this little box. Now, what's cool about this though is it does it automatically in live. So what I'll do here is I'll turn on this median time to sell, close this, and open up one of my real estate reviews. So if I open up this real estate review, and I scroll down, this is the multi-page real estate review. You can see here that I have the median time to close graph on here. Now, if I wanted to change this, and I don't have to go anything different, I just click the same thing, open up my drop-down box. And if I toggle the switch here, it live changes it in my settings, but also live changes it on the report. So if I go back to my report, it reloaded, and now it's showing average time to close. So this allows you to really kind of live update, change your settings, even if you kind of created the report already, and then realize you wanted to change a couple of those things, you can do that pretty quickly. So very simple like that, you can change all of your settings to make the software match your data correctly. So all you need to do now is go in, start creating reports, and find those settings that match your company, your profile, and your market best. That way the software is giving the most accurate data based on your expertise.